What is up guys, Wraec is here with a new video, and today we are going to do some summons for Lily May, try her on our free-to-play account and see if she can help us progress in early game. So we're going to have very few copies and we'll see how good she is with even very little investment. If you're confused right now, because this is not live on your phone, on your PC, whatever right now, this is the test server, so this is a bit ahead. We'll be on the live on the main server very soon, however, and probably the skills won't change, so we are going to test right here. Right now, I progressed AFK stages a little bit. We actually failed the last stage, so I'm pretty confident that we will have a very nice challenge actually for her. And we are in the story somewhat close to a boss, so we can try that as well. And then PvP and whatever happens. Dream Realm, all the good stuff. Going to do just some early game testing. We have one copy already from the event, and then we have 12k gems, which is not a whole lot, sadly. But yeah, don't really have a whole lot of resources. But then again, so does a beginner not have a whole lot of resources. So it makes sense. Now, let's just start summoning. First 10 bomb. If I now pull like 6 copies or something within those 12,000 gems, that would be sick. But that would also probably make testing a bit bad. Well, we will see. Let's go. I wouldn't mind some 8 tiers on this account, actually. If we get some nice 8 tiers, that isn't bad. Oh, triple 8 tier. Take it. That's actually from this summon not bad at all. Getting Corin, getting some hamsters, and getting Ulmus. We actually play Ulmus right now. 30 acorns there right now. Pretty good. We can use those because we don't really have infinite here. On the main account it's basically infinite, but here, well, not really. Arden, top tier summon, but then again 10 bomb with nothing. Not that top tier, I have to say. Go on. Okay, seems to be the case that we are rather unlucky, which is not great, but better for testing, I guess. So let's get our copy. Probably only a single one, right? Okay, 4 A tiers and an S. We take it. Let's watch the animation. That is Corin once again. Hamster. Hamster. Where is she? Super hamster. Another normal hamster. She right at the end? My god. Come on. Stop hiding behind the hamsters. I want to see animation. There it is. I had the feeling you would be here. Yeah, pity time. Of course I had the feeling you would be there. Kind of cool. She has like this those crossbows on her hand, which are kind of magic fueled. So pretty cool. Sadly, while we got some nice A tiers, we are out of resources. Yep. So we just don't have gems. We can't really see it. We have 340 gems, which is not really enough to do anything. Also 40 on the pity timer once again. So we got pretty unlucky, but we have the event as well. So there we can get a second copy. Not this one. Where is it? Swallow's Retreat. Getting another copy there. We have 3 more rate up tickets, which we can use later, I guess. Right now doesn't make too much sense. And I think we just upgrade her and see what she can do. Let's bring her into the team. Bam, there she is. Level 60 already. Getting her the Epic Plus upgrade. Yeah, that's already... Oh no, we can supplement and ascend there actually even further. Legendary, let's go! Omni Acorns coming for some good use. Okay, 2 more copies is definitely not possible. It's enhanced to 61. She looks very cool. Like in the early pictures I didn't see the wings, but the wings, honestly, the wings are great. And I didn't show that. But there is actually something pretty cool. If you ascend her to Supreme Plus and increase her affinity to 8000, which is easier this time because every time you get affinity rewards. So you don't really need the items. If you summon her often enough, then this will basically work by itself. But you get this headwear, and isn't that cool? Isn't that just great? This will be on the main server too, so I think that's honestly pretty cool. Like a little event on the side of her being in the rate up. Pretty great. So We don't really have all of her skills. We don't have the legendary plus even. Interesting, she gains penetration. I think I've never read this stat actually. I'll be honest with you. I will have to check that. I mean, death penetration, yes. Just says penetration. I'm not sure. Probably mean death penetration, I guess. Otherwise, I'm concerned. We'll see. She has that. We don't really have level ups, I guess. So probably our skills are a little bit weaker anyway. But then again, we are in the early story, so it doesn't really matter. At least not really those super cool unlocks, something like Thorn where you really enhance the ability. So in that sense, it is kind of alright. We can get the affinity unlock there. Tails. Not going to read those right now. And let's just try it in the AFK stages actually. No, we don't want to do this right now. We want to actually stay a little bit closer to the power that we had. I take up Parisa and just put her in there. So, what happens? We have the eye. How do I target somebody? Is that the possibility? We just have the eye. Okay. Not exactly sure how that works. Is it described in her skills? Because we can read them. I don't know. Enters the defensive state at the start of the battle. Okay. Okay, we can target the hero with her ult, I guess. Then let's just battle. Let's see what happens. So, she dashes over the battlefield so fast. If you haven't seen her trailer, by the way, her trailer shows her basically doing exactly that. And that's pretty cool. Ooh, oh, we see the animation. That's nice. I think I deactivated those. Did they make it so the first one always shows the ability? I think she did an awful lot of damage there. That's kind of difficult to see because she's like all over the place. But yeah, dazzling DPS, there we have it. I mean, she is our highest hero, but she is out-damaging Cessia, which you only have one copy of then again. But leveling-wise, they are the same. We don't really have a different weapon. I feel like towards the end of the fight, she was a lot stronger than at the beginning. At the beginning, I was feeling like, maybe is she even alright? And then later on, it was really like, okay, I see some damage. Maybe we should swap those, by the way, because that almost died rather swiftly, sadly. Missing a lot of his abilities. Like, that is one of the things that I really noticed about Ulmus in early game. We're talking about heroes in early game here. He just misses a lot of his abilities. Like, one big thing for him is the support that he can give to other heroes that CC. It just doesn't do that at all. Somehow her ability appears all the time. I was pretty sure I deactivated that, and she's the only one whose animation appears all the time. I mean, it's cool and everything, but like, yeah. Meaning we have to keep in mind Cessia's like top tier early game. A big part of her kit is like geared towards dealing with enemy ults. If you wonder about her abilities, by the way, I don't really want to get into that. I described it, I made a skill reveal video yesterday, and we talked about everything in there. Basically everything we said was right, so in that regard, yeah, we can check that out. Let's see if that is a bug, because I'm a bit confused. Play ultimate animation, never. Trophy drop effect, whatever that is. What are you? I have no idea what that means. But it's on never. Still playing, so I probably have a little bit of a bug here. Let's try a bit of a story boss. We have this guy. Okay, we are over leveled. Ooh, that's not good. Do we stay here? Yeah, we can fight those guys. But they're level 46, so probably not be too much of a challenge, I'm afraid. Yeah, she's quickly dealing with the first enemy. And that is her second ability, by the way, this dashing over the board. That is really her second ability. We see the small XP bar under her name. That is pretty fancy, I have to say. That is pretty fancy. The small XP bar is basically leveling her up. So, fairly interesting. I'm not quite sure if she's like a must-have. I'm intentionally not using the locks here. I think she's decent. I think she's doing her job fairly well. But the one problem that I see is she requires assists and kills to level up. So, in that regard, oh, that is a pretty clear out damage here. It's a little bit difficult. It's a little bit difficult for her to really level without like without like other people that help her clear the heroes. And I would have preferred it if she was like just very strong from the beginning. I mean, it feels like she needs like 1 or 2 kills to really get going. Let's try on AFK stages again. I think this story is still too easy here. And then you want to make use of her toolkit. You want to like have her block ults. But I think in the most situations where you're not like in PvP and have her on a more endgame-ish account and let her fight iron teams or something like that, you're in a situation like this where you don't really block any specific ult. And then you use her for damage. And that's alright. I mean, she certainly does damage. Comparable to Cessia, though, in most extents, it feels like. And if you think about that, if she's comparable to Cessia, Cessia is just a hero you get for free at the start of the game. So if you focus a little bit more on her, you might be alright with that. Is getting her wrong? I don't think that particularly. I don't think getting her is wrong. I mean, she's a hero you will eventually get later as well. But to really say if she's alright here, we will have to test her a bit more. I don't think you have too much value from blocking the first ult in a fight, necessarily. At least not in early game. In PvP that's a different story. In early game that's probably not the case, even though, I mean, it saves you from some damage. Doesn't feel like a super OP ability. We saw the true damage there, by the way. If you check this out, there was the true damage. I didn't see that in her abilities yet. Let's check that out. What is written there about the true damage? I saw true damage numbers. So the leveling should enhance that. Grow stronger, okay. We get XP points, we saw that. Permanently increase her attack by 10%, enhancing her next 4 normal attacks. Okay, or attacks from Rainstorm Ballet, which is this one. So we just saw the Rainstorm Ballet skill, and that basically hit the enemies and dealt true damage. 3% of the target's max HP up to 75% of Lily May's attack is not too bad at all. Is not too bad at all, considering her other skills really deal about that much damage. So look at that, that's basically more than doubling the damage right here. Not bad, I kinda like it. And up to 450% there, so it's a pretty strong effect. And of course we're dealing true damage then, which is really, really nice. Let's go into Dream Realm, because I wonder about Dream Realm if we can do something nice there. A bit on the sustain side. Yeah, let's let her replace Odie. We have an aura then, which is pretty good. And I think we can just go in there. Of course, now here we have the situation that I was a bit afraid of, let's say that. We don't really have any minions. And that, of course, is not very good. Not having any minions means she can't really level. So her XP bar should be stuck, but it isn't. It isn't. Check this out, it's moving all the time. Is she dealing true damage? There was true damage there. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, like, if she is buffing herself and is leveling up all the time, that is really, really good. I was afraid she wouldn't be doing that, but this little XP bar, it is moving all the time. Maybe they consider it an assist. I was thinking about, like, assist in the way of, okay, you help defeating an enemy, so the condition being that an enemy has to be defeated for something to call an assist, so in that regard that she just didn't get the final hit on that enemy. But that might be wrong. Maybe they consider it an assist whenever she hits an enemy. That's interesting. So we got way higher damage here, of course. 111k compared to our Cessia's damage. That's very, very massive, actually. Not bad at all. Okay, fairly interesting early game tests here. Wouldn't have thought that. Because it just really... Let's check out the ability again. Grows stronger during battle. Each normal attack or skill grants her XP points. Okay. So the early league was wrong in that regard. Because there it was defeat or assist. Here it is normal attack or skill. That's massive. That's massive. Extra points rewarded for assist or kills. That's massive though. Because I wasn't sure if she's going to be able to level during the fight. If she is though, I mean, she's permanently increasing her attack up to 4 times, so 40% more attack, with like 16 attacks with true damage. Her true damage is limited. That is a bit of a problem, because you don't get an unlimited amount of enhanced attacks. That is a bit sad. What do we have later? We have the penetration part. Grows upon receiving non-permanent stat boost from an ally. Increase attack boost granted by each of her growth to 12%, which is pretty good. And then... Okay, 2 additional attacks. Increase attack boost to 14%. Okay, so we have nothing there in terms of refreshing that. Enemies loses 1000 energy is massive though, so Green Plus is pretty good. Yeah, so this ability is stronger than we thought, making her pretty viable in Dream Realm actually. I wonder if there's even a hero that could keep up with her. I would really like to test that, but it's a bit difficult to do on this account. I like this though. I like this early game a little bit though. Let's go into PvP. Let's try a fight. We don't really have a proper team. Yeah, maybe we can fight something like this. Might be... Is it easy mode? I'm not sure if it's easy mode. Let's use her. I don't really want that Sylvana to target our Cessia. That would be rather annoying actually. Now let's place him at the front. I think we are good like this. Let's see what happens. I mean, we counter the first ult, instantly targeted the Cessia there, then we target the Sylvana. Now we go for the ult. We're going for pretty swift clear, pretty swift ults as well. It reminds me a bit of Alsa with that speed, my god. And then of course we get the true damage, 1337, pretty nice. And then we have Antandra there. I wouldn't be surprised, yeah, 4 kills. So, reminds me a lot of Valhalla's performance, like when I got her the first time. People said, no, don't get her, don't go for rate up. And they are right, obviously. Obviously people are right when they tell you not to go for rate up in the early game. It is a bit bad in that sense. But I went for it because I was wailing anyway. And I was so happy with the performance. She reminds me a bit of that. Thorin, of course, the Thorin things once again. Is that an overly insane performance here? I think she did pretty well. Depending on the ult that you counter, it is like really nice. This guy's stronger than we are. It's level 70 as well. Not that good of a hero selection, given that he had Faye in his team. But he has Smokey, Faye, and we have Hewen. And Parisa, I mean, in that regard, maybe not even that bad. Going for like full heal, and then have Parisa who can stack up. And Cessia becomes really annoying when she gets her ult. I mean, like, could be a problem. We only have Hewen as heal, and if that Parisa really starts stacking up... Oof. I will see. We'll see. I'm eager to see Lily May's performance there. And we also gain unaffected during parts of her abilities, so if that of course falls at the time when Cessia tries to do her ult, then we won't actually get CC'd, which is pretty nice. And nothing I can do against this animation though. I think this is like Thorin carrying us actually, getting rid of them. Okay, a pretty clean win there. Of course with the higher quality of heroes. And there, I mean, we had many tanky heroes at like one position, so it kind of makes sense for Cessia to do more damage. But you can see Cessia definitely still great, performed great in the AFK stages, performs great here. Only place where she really couldn't catch up to Lily May was like in Dream Realm. So there she's good. Is she a must-have for the early game? No, definitely not, definitely. There are other heroes, there are good routes, I think. But if you are in the later game, then you will probably require another test from me. We will obviously do a test on her once she is released on the main server, and we can test her on my account, and we will go for all the shenanigans with Supreme plus 10, everything, and we'll see what she can do on a more endgame-ish account. We don't have the option here, so right now, Legendary Lily May has to suffice, and has to give us a first idea of what she can do. Maybe you can get one copy if you want it for the fun, I think. And you're starting off the game, I think it's alright. But then again, if you go for like normal recruit, probably still better. So, that being said, pretty cool hero. I'm really looking forward to testing her on my main. Like doing some PvP stuff, countering Iron teams, seeing how that works. Oh, that will be great. And better than I expected. I mean, now that we have like the real skills, this is way better than I expected. This is pretty huge. So, with that, I wish you a great day. I'll see us in the next one.